And Rob, let's go here. Kevin Durant. Let's go to the NBA. We started with the NBA with LeBron. And we're going to finish this hour and start this hour with the NBA as well. Kevin Durant, there's a story, and this was in USA Today. So there's an 8th grade kid named Jaden Moore, who from Minnesota. There is a video of him making a move in a game as a 6th grader. Now, he's an 8th grader now, but the video just came out recently. And he's doing a move, which is actually a really nice move, except it's a carry. It's a travel. Like, okay, I don't even know. He goes behind it. But it actually is not a bad move. He does it in the game, and he shoots a jumper, like a three-pointer after the move, and misses. And it began, I guess, kind of going viral. None other than Kevin Durant retweeted it, but wrote this blanking. I don't know, this blank stinks or this blanking stinks. You can fill in the blank. But this expletive stinks. And it went viral. Not only the video, but Durant's reaction. And the kid, when he heard, him and his teammates heard that Kevin Durant had commented on his video, they were hyped. Like, they thought, according to this story, that, it's great, right? Kevin Durant responded, oh my God.
Kevin Durant got your right. You got his attention, right.
And then they found out that he dissed the young kid. And the kid, to his credit, and I think his parents had a lot to do with it, at least according to this story, his parents talked to him. Like, his mom said she wanted to tweet out, why is KD being so mean? It's the week of Christmas. And other, a couple other NBA players, they weighed in as well, Rob. Isaiah Thomas, who just signed with the Lakers.
Right.
He said horrible basketball, 3 exclamation points, shaking my head, SMH. Austin Day, who won a championship with the Spurs in 2014, said this is just bad hoops, period. It's a little 6th grader. My goodness. And
that's shocking by those guys.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And the dad talked to his son, and the mom obviously talked to his son. And Rob, what they did, and they showed more maturity than Durant and the rest of these kids. Because when Durant saw it was going viral, somebody tweeted at Durant, he's just a kid, champ. Like, not disrespectful to Durant. He's just a kid, champ. Durant tweets back at him, it's about habits, man.
Nah, stop it. You're not his coach.
Right.
You don't have to do all that. I'm sorry.
I agree. So the dad, what they finally did is they took the high road. Like Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high.
Right.
So the parents and the kid, they tweeted back at KD. And the kid said, thanks for the constructive criticism. I've grown from my 6th grade year. Maybe we can work on some stuff together. All love. Hopefully I can get to where you at one day. So what do you think, Rob?
He sound like the whoever wrote that to help him put that together. That was the more mature.
The 6th grader was more, the 8th grader was more of an adult.
Mature.
Than these players.
It's just... There's nothing wrong, Chris. I get it. If you're at a basketball camp and KD is coaching and he says, son, that's not the way to do it. Right. I'm with him.
Absolutely.
I'm with him. But it's just
even if he's harsher with it, like he's coaching you.
Right.
Hey, we don't do that here.
We don't do that. That's not good basketball. Right. I buy that. But to just comment on some kid who sent you some video and then to be down on him or belittle him, I just think that something's I don't feel comfortable with that. I think it would be like, Chris, somebody reaching out to us and he's in the 8th grade or 6th grade and he wrote a sports story column and he sent it to me and I'm like, what is this? Like, what kind of lead is this? Like,
dude, this is horrible.
This is horrible.
And you use expletives too.
Exactly. Like who would do that? It would be like, man, okay, you want to be a sports writer or whatever. Right. You need to work on your lead a little bit. but I loved your enthusiasm for it, that you want to be a writer. And I was just like you when I was in 6th grade, and I wanted to be a writer.
Yep.
And I went to college, and I worked at the high school newspaper, and I learned, and I got better.
Yep.
That's all. That's
a great analogy, Rob.
Right?
That is a great analogy. I mean, I'm with you. Like, look, the potentially trying to give Kevin Durant the benefit of the doubt, and this still doesn't make it right, but trying to understand maybe what he was thinking. Maybe, when you get criticized so much on social media, and obviously he gets a lot of praise too, but LeBron, Steph, anybody in the public eye, especially one of these guys, gets a lot of love and a lot of hate. And he's on it all the time, right? So maybe when you get so much criticism, you become jaded and you just think it's fair game on everybody. And if I want to take a shot, I'm taking a shot, and I'm, everybody's fair game. Maybe.
Nah.
But I'm saying, bottom line, man, look, this is a kid. And just like you said it, Rob, just like it would be horrible for you or I to do that to a kid who wants to be a sports writer or broadcaster, this is terrible. They're terrible. There's absolutely no excuse. Like, you're Kevin Durant, and the other two, you're NBA players. Do you know? I mean, it seems like the kid, I don't know if he's just putting on a brave face, Rob, but can you imagine if I was a kid and Dr. J, dissed me, I would be heartbroken.
Definitely.
Come on, man. What are you thinking? It's ridiculous.
I don't get it either. I'm with you. I just think there's a time and a place for everything. I remember, Chris, this is another one for me when I was in high school, and there was a sportscaster in New York. His name was Warner Wolf, and he worked for CBS Channel 2. You know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
And he was a very popular sportscaster. He had a football show that came on, Chris, every Tuesday night, I think. And I got on one of his shows. And I think I've shown you the clip before. And I'm 16 years old, and I asked Phil Simms a question. Phil Simms was like a rookie quarterback for the Giants that year. It's a great clip. I need to put it on social media again.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
And my point is, so Phil Simms threw 5 touchdowns in that game. So my question was, I'm 16, right?
Right.
You get to ask a question, Chris. I don't want to freak out and go blank and I don't know what to ask or whatever. So I said, Phil, do you think you could throw 5 touchdowns every week? Now, that's not a great question, right?
Right.
Not a great question.
Like, not a pro would ask that. Right.
But I didn't freeze up. I didn't stumble over my words, whatever. And Warner Wolf, he didn't go, that's a terrible question, kid.
Right.
What was that? He says, do you think you could get straight A's every week? And he laughed, right? And that was his response to it.
Right.
So again, he didn't belittle me for asking a question that I would never ask today or once I learned the skill, but I was trying to ask a question and not be nervous being on live television.
Right. But that he handled, you're right. He showed how to handle it. And KD could have tweeted something like, hey, young guy, or hey, young brother, that's a travel. You can do better than that, or something like that. You could have let it be clear that it wasn't a good move,
or here's
but
one,
done
Chris,
it in a way that was constructive.
If you want to get here and play in the NBA with me, you're going to have to refine that move because that's a travel in this league.
Right. There you
Bingo.
go. There you go. And I'll throw this out there as well, Rob, because KD said it's about habits, man. Okay. You criticizing random people for, their bad moves and all that. How often did you do that with Russell Westbrook when he was your teammate making a bad decision? I'm just did you do that? I doubt it. Seriously. We didn't see the fruit of it, that's for sure. Do you do that with Kyrie when he goes one-on-one?
Right.
I'm just saying, come on, man. If you gonna criticize a little 8th grader, keep it real. And Rob, to your point, I got my first summer internship in sports writing. I hadn't done much sports writing at all, and I got this internship in Cleveland, and they sent me out. I had never seen a Radio Shack laptop computer. Remember those?
You never
Radio
done
Shack?
right. Chris,
Never
how would you
seen
know?
one. Right.
You had a typewriter before that. You didn't even know what that was.
You could see 8 lines of print on it, right? They sent me out to do a story. I did a terrible job.
Right.
And I went in the next day. The assistant sports editor tore me a new one.
Right. He said, this is
Went
terrible.
off on me, yelling. People in the door was closed, but like people in the newsroom could hear it yelling, all that stuff. I had to man up, and I had to say, okay, am I going to crumble under this, or am I going to man up and get better? But here's the thing. I was 20 years old.
Right.
I was a man. I was in college. Like, you got to deal with that. And that's a lesson for some of these, because I think sometimes this generation, Rob, they think everything's supposed to be all nice and peachy keen.
And easy. It doesn't work like that.
The real world, you got to be able to, in fact, to be honest, Rob, I think we actually need adversity at times.
Chris, 100%. Your story resonates with me. My first covering, I covered the Kickoff Classic. You remember the old first college football game of the year used to be played at the Meadowlands, the Kickoff Classic.
Yep.
I had never done, Chris, a running story. For people who don't know, you got to write the story as the game is going on.
Right.
And you send it in first without quotes.
As soon as the game's over.
As soon as the game is over. And sometimes you have to write a switch.
As soon, like not 10 minutes later.
Not 10 minutes later, like as soon as the game ends.
Right.
And you got to write like switch leads, which would be Rutgers winning and Rutgers losing. And you got to send them in before the game is over. Okay?
Right.
So I can still remember my first game doing this. And the guy from the desk calls me at the Meadowlands, and he just, at the top of his lungs, Parker, get that copy in now. Bam! And slam the phone down. I'm 22, Chris. I'm like, what?
Right.
That's the last time you had to tell me that, though. You know what I mean? Like,
but that and
I didn't
that's
know.
Life. And for you, young, look, everything is not going to be, you're going to be offended at times.
Yep.
That's just, offense is a part of life. I get offended sometimes. Rob, everybody is offended. Everything, so that's a part of life. But we were grown men. This is an 8th grader.
Right.
And the video was he was a 6th grader. So I just, I hope KD reaches back out to him in a better way. Because that's just, man, you Kevin Durant. You one of the best to ever do it. And this kid, hopefully he's all right.
Now,
but that would be crushing.
877-99 on Fox. Rob G didn't have an issue with it. Rob G, jump in real quick, and then we want to hear from the listeners to see if they agree with you or they agree with me and Chris. Rob G.
Yeah, no issue at all with it. Kevin Durant.
You just mean. No, you just a mean ogre.
Kevin Durant and LeBron James and a few other guys have been very vocal on social media for years.
Has LeBron ever criticized a kid?
I don't know. I mean, I've seen him respond in comments to saying, "What are we teaching people with some of these
but
trainers and stuff like that?" And I think Kevin Durant wasn't just talking about the move itself. I think he also had an issue with the fact that it was published by Overtime, which has over 1 million followers, that says, I don't care, this move is tough. So to your point, like you guys were saying about when you were younger and if you were publishing something and a Rob Parker says, oh, that's trash, little kid, why would you put that out? This is the equivalent of a 6th grade kid putting out a podcast and he's saying, F LeBron James, he sucks. I don't care. He's trash. And Fox Sports Radio saying, I don't care. This kid's got a good opinion or whatever.
Hold on. Is that what the kid?
No, but
how is that the equivalent?
Because what he's doing.
Did the kid put it out there and say, I'm better than Kevin Durant?
No, right. What it is, they're not saying he's better than Chris Broussard or Rob Parker. What he's saying is, why are we glorifying something that should not be glorified?
Well,
this
say
is
that.
Trash.
Say that.
It's different.
But you know exactly what he said. He said,
no, he didn't. He said, this blanking stinks.
And then he said, it's about habits. So why are we glorifying bad habits?
Please. There's no... I'm shocked at you, Rob G.
And you know what? If you were to read the tweets that quote tweeted that video, you have guys like Eddie Johnson who's been on this show. You have several other basketball... That this is terrible. Why are you sharing this? This is a travel and a double dribble.
Unbelievable.
You got guys in the NBA doing that.
I'm just telling you.
Am I wrong, Rob?
There is 99.
You got guys in the NBA making stupid plays night in, night out. Do they criticize them on that? They get mad when we call them out
90% of these quote tweets are negative.
And Rob G., Child Protective Services is on line one.
Right.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It was nice having you as our producer.
That's right.